Just so everybody knows, she wasn't loud enough for you.
But we haven't started yet. So.
Yeah.
Waiting for. Is he still working on outside?
Yeah, he said he'll probably be in. That will probably consist of the rest of our evening.
In the dark.
In the dark. But he's hopefully got it semi-fixed. This is what it looked like when I went down there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's under.
Yeah.
And then it's flowing.
And well, when we opened the door, it was level with the floor, and I was like, "That's good."
Somebody reported or?
No, I saw the water pumping out of the bank down to the playground, and I was like, "That looks wrong." And Steve said something, and he goes, "I don't know, this don't look right to me." And so we're standing down there looking at the water pumping out of the ground. I'm like, "That's a hole." Something, it blew the water right out of the under the ground.
I was gonna clear you up.
Yeah, that's a lot of water.
Cool. I think it's cool.
Just so I don't repeat myself, is most of what I sent you, you're gonna cover in your report?
Yep. Anything that I'm not, I will tell you that I've.
Well, you're gonna be first, so I'll just check on.
Okay.
I don't think so. Was there any public comment sign up? Anybody? Okay.
Yeah, I did see it.
You did?
No.
Oh, but there
Rocky
was
to
somebody?
kill.
Okay.
I like it.
Do you have to grab it then? Thank you. All set? All right, we will open at 6:01. And are there any adjustments to our agenda? Did you have anything that you wanted to?
I can't remember.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Well, it could be adjustment or not an adjustment. I didn't realize there was an executive session on the agenda.
I did not either.
I did not even.
Okay, so unless you guys feel we need one.
Do we know where that came from?
It was on the previous agenda.
Okay, so we will scratch
Okay.
exec session for personnel.
That's why I didn't
Yes.
notice it, because it just sits there so beautiful at the bottom of the German
All
that
right. Everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Signing of warrants in process. All right, review last meeting minutes. Have you both had a chance to look over them?
Yeah, I read the ones that Marty emailed.
Right, okay, all good? All right, I'll sign this one. Thank you, and that's for you. Okay, on to public comment and Arvo? You're Arvo, right?
Yeah.
All right, nice to meet you, by the way. Sorry, I didn't recognize you. Go ahead.
Well, I guess my son-in-law, John Llewellyn, and I, we've got an interest in the plowing contract. I think we've all felt that the job this year has not been up to the standards that it should be. And I think it's a consensus of most of the people in town that changes need to be made. We are close to being equipped to do the plowing contract. If we in fact had it, we could add to it as far as greater extra plowing trucks. Just something we feel we could do a lot better than what's been done in the past. And I'm sure everybody in this room has seen and addressed the roads that we have, right down to the fire department trying to get out, school buses, children waiting, and you've got slippery roads, you've got ice built up for 2 months. And I think now, as a town, we need to do something. And when I say we, am I a resident of Monson? No, I'm not. Do I own 2 valuable pieces of property in Monson, pay taxes? Yes, I do. But I grew up in the town. You know, I care about the town, and I think that's something that we need to do. And I feel John and I, we're partners in construction, plowing, everything. We do branch it. Now, it just would work if we were doing the whole thing. And I feel we could do a lot better job. And I'd just like to see that put out on the table. Let's get this done with sooner than later so we can make a plan. If I'm gonna spend $250,000 to have the equipment that I need to do in Monson, I need to know this now, sooner than later. That's all I'm asking for, is let's make a decision.
Thank you.
That's about all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to speak on that, that subject is on our agenda, so it will come up again. I don't know if we want to talk about it now, or, because that's up to you guys.
How do you guys feel about it?
Fine with me if we talk
We
about
want to
it.
do that now? If everyone's okay, we'll move old business snowplow contract up before town manager report. Okay, let's do it.
Sounds good to me. So what I have to say on that front is, I handed you guys all the letter that I have already given, to Chad over 2 weeks ago. There's been no comments or anything from the,
No response?
none. We have spoken a few times, but it was more about the lack of initiative last week. That's pretty much all that's been discussed. And then I reached out to him today and I said, can we just agree that this contract is over at the end of this year? And he didn't respond. And I said, well, if you plan on keeping the snowplow contract, I strongly encourage you to attend the select board meeting tonight at 6 p.m. And he opened it and didn't respond. So here we are.
And we never received the
And I never,
insurance,
inspection,
inspections.
none of that stuff. So this letter is actually the 3rd time that he's been asked specifically for those items since October.
How long was this contract for?
It was supposed to be for 3 more years
3 more
after
years.
this year.
I mean, I think, we worked with Chad. We came up with a new plan for this year and entered into a contract with him with the understanding that things would improve. And I think we've all experienced that. I'm not sure what the next step is. I mean, how the
I'll
process
give you,
works exactly.
I'll give you guys some options, I guess. So how this kind of goes is, it would be my recommendation, and then you guys ultimately get to do whatever you want. But I laid out groundwork for you guys to be able to have the option of termination if you wanted. So because I've already kind of put him on notice, the next step for termination would be a termination letter. So he's already gotten his, like, you're not in, like, warning. Yeah. So, so ultimately, like, now you guys have the choice to either try to make, I don't know how else we try to make things work. I don't, because honestly, like, I can't even go on vacation. We witnessed that.
Yeah, and obviously he doesn't care enough about the contract to even
And I also think,
turn any of that
right,
requested documents or respond to a letter.
Well, we don't even have proof that the equipment is registered and,
well, that's what I'm wondering
There's
if,
been times in the past where it hasn't been.
well, and that's what I'm assuming is why it hasn't been turned in, is because it's not done.
Now, on that right there, that puts us
Right, exactly,
liability.
liability.
exactly.
Because it
So-
should be, as soon as the contract is signed and before the season starts, all of that paperwork, we should have a photocopy of it in the town office.
And normally I do.
And probably it wouldn't hurt to get another checkup halfway through the season. in case
Well,
something-
what I usually do is I usually do it once in the fall and once in the spring. So, because especially like if they're gonna be doing summer maintenance, if their insurance runs out in May, there's no say that they're actually gonna go renew it, because then they're done that before too. And the same thing with, they may renew their general liability, but they didn't renew their workers' comp. And if they can't show workers' comp, MMA automatically puts them and their employees under our workers' comp, which the town is not doing. So we have to pay attention to that.
No, I'll just offer, I think it's been unfortunate, and we're responsible for the health and safety of residents, and we've had enough input this season that's been a liability for us.
I think it really goes beyond the input. It's been the real show, not even so much the input. Like, I've put so many hours in, you guys have put so many hours in worrying about it. Literally, I can't even go to a water park, and I specifically said before I leave, please do not stress me out from Monday to Friday. Thursday rolls around and here we are, stressing me out, and I'm like,
I'm so sorry. I was trying to keep you out of that.
no. But you were not the problem. The problem is the people that don't do what they're supposed to do.
I know.
That's the
Because
problem.
I had called Jade and I said,
Yeah.
So
Well,
what's the plan?
But
Tomorrow's gonna be icy.
that part's not bad, because like when you guys are in a situation that you don't know what to do, like, I want to help in those situations, whether I'm on vacation or not. But the problem is none of us should have been in that position, because he should have just done what he should have done, and we all could have moved on with our lives. I could have been at the water park hating my life because I hate water parks, but my kids had a great time, so that's the bonus. But still, I think that, like, there's been so many things that even if this was the only season we've experienced the bad things, I think we have enough bad things from one season to say. But this has been lots of seasons of the continuous thing.
And it's about resident safety.
Mm-hmm.
It's about,
Fire department safety.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and there's a group of parents that I see that aren't from Monson, and they all had great comments about the condition of Monson's roads, and so there's an embarrassment factor.
There
in itself,
absolutely is.
That
There
we have this reputation that, like, you can't drive on the back roads to Monson, certainly.
In 40 years that I've lived here, this was the worst I've ever seen in North Guilford Road.
Oh, it
And
was.
when you go 2 or 3 months with 6 inches of ice from end to end on the road,
Yeah.
that's treacherous. That's dangerous
Right.
for everybody
And
out
the
there.
amount of chasing that I've had to do to even.
I followed the truck up from, I don't know where you guys have been, but the North Guilford Road, and I think you guys could go about 5 miles an hour.
Did you pick
5 or
anything up
10.
that fell off?
Yeah, no, I didn't have to, but I kept an eye out. So
And you
I
have
think
to, it's just the way it is,
like-
reality.
and that was really a reality check for me
Right.
to follow the fire truck from just below my parents on the North Guilford Road all the way to town, because they couldn't go, I mean, they couldn't even go 25, like it was,
Right.
And that's returning.
right,
To get to a
I was
call,
gonna say, that was on.
we have to do what we gotta do, and then we'll stick the
Right.
equipment up, and I'm telling you, it's time consuming if you gotta call.
Well, and not to mention dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dangerous.
I mean, we were
factor.
lucky,
Well,
honestly.
And I think one of the hardest parts, well, there's lots of hard parts on this, but one of the things that's really made it clear to me that there's not going to be any change going forward is when I've reached out, the responses that I receive are
If you receive. a
if I
response.
receive a response, but like it's, well, nobody goes out until at least 4 a.m. Well, I don't care if nobody drives on my roads. The roads need to be safe so that the fire department can get to the station and then to their call if something happens, or an ambulance or a sheriff. Somebody needs to be able to get to our residents as much as we need the residents to be able to get to where they're going as
Well, and I think we would understand if it was a period during an active storm where the roads are less than perfect.
It's an ideal, absolutely. But
But
when
it's
we're
the-
talking about like,
It was, we had weather early and then nothing, but the roads were still terrible.
right.
And there was no, I mean, we know there was no real effort
And
to
sometimes, 12, 18 hours after a storm has ended and our roads are still.
So, I mean, I think we're at the point where I think moving on from this contract, I mean, clearly we're in breach, or that he's in breach of contract, and I think
In every
in every
section.
sense, yeah.
There
So,
was numerous times that your brother would go on a call with us and have to absolutely plow
yeah,
with his pickup before we get there.
Yeah.
It just, the truck, you're pushing snow with those big trucks, but he had to plow, and then plow the driveway, it sucks.
The only other comment I'd like to add is I heard, believe it or not, heard Elaine actually say something about workers' comp and everything. All our insurance, as mine and John's, starts April 1st, ends April 1st the following year. Everything's up to date. Workers' comp, $2 million liability, everything, because we do a lot of work for the county. So believe me, everything has to be up to date all the time, and it is.
Yeah.
And that's something I can guarantee.
You got something to say you'd like to say there, Brian?
Yeah,
Okay, let's hear it.
I've been here double with 40 years. This is in the top 2 of the worst seasons I've ever seen.
Holy.
And back years ago, the first priority, snowstorm, ice storm, I don't care what it is, the first priority was the school buses.
Yep.
You go out ahead of the school buses.
Mhm.
It very seldom happened for the past 7 winters.
No, and like our school district's in Dover. That's a lot south of us than up here. So our weather is already different. So you add that into the school buses routines, and then you add into once you get here, we don't have maintenance either. So you gotta drive these children, an hour on roads that are already not well taken care of.
The school bus is in Guilford at 7 o'clock. Rowles picks up the kids that early in Monson, and I meet him 7 o'clock in Guilford. So that means Monson roads need to be done at no later than 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
To have everything ready.
Exactly.
And I can say personally, from my family standpoint, my husband is a nurse at the hospital, and there have been many mornings when he's leaving at 5:30, and it's treacherous. And I'm very concerned, that he makes it, I have to like track him and make sure he makes it there. So for our family personally, it's not been a fun season either.
No, it hasn't. And this is something that affects literally everybody that in Monson, whether they're a taxpayer, somebody traveling through, or, we're just a blimp on the radar. It still affects them. And I think that, it speaks to how much we care about it too. So.
Snow is snow, but the last few years, we've had a lot of rain and ice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And there's no excuse that they know freezing rain's coming, they should be prepared and out there a couple hours early getting things down,
Mhm.
because they wait forever. Like Alice said, when you get freezing rain all day and it builds and builds, you're done. The
Mhm.
roads are done, that's just the way it is, so.
The
All
road was
right.
better when we used to use the snow roller.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that.
So, I guess another piece, before we make a decision, would be, are we terminating the contract effective immediately, or are we terminating the contract effective the end of the season? Put that aside, okay? I have some ideas about what we could do if we terminated the contract effective immediately.
Because we have snow coming.
Because we have snow coming. Okay, so some of the contractors are in the room, so I might as well bring them in on the ideas that I might have. So, it's no secret that we probably have more equipment than what Chad has in the moment in time, okay? So, what about if we reached out to the neighboring contractors and seeing if one of them wanted to do the Ellisville Road, one of them wanted to do the Blanchard Road, and then the Willimantic one would take the Willimantic Road. Steve and I, between the loader and the truck, could clean town roads and sidewalks with the truck that we have, because ultimately Chad has done the entire town with a truck like we have.
Who would do the North Guilford Road?
Yeah,
look for now.
Yeah, so that would be.
I just didn't want to tell my driveway, I was just.
Oh,
wondering.
yeah, no, we're gonna skip the North Guilford Road. I heard that road discontinued, so.
Snow roller,
Well, it's
snow
pretty damn
roller.
close to it, it's there.
So
Discontinued to winter maintenance, effective immediately.
if we did that plan, we would have to offer like temporary contracts to, I'm just thinking legally how we.
Yeah, so, yes, but it would be, like, it wouldn't have like any sort of like length of time, and it doesn't even necessarily need a contract to say like you're the person. It could be like we're hiring them for one particular storm, and in that case I would have the authority to hire them for a particular storm.
I'm personally not interested in doing anything like that. I'll either plow the town. I would work with Bruce Thomas, Justin, as far as there's some consignments that a person could work on. Bruce is already plowing most of the way up Norton Hill. Why not have Bruce come all the way to the Stewart Road, turn around, and go right back down? But I think that's something the contractors could work out.
Well, I mean, just for emergency purposes, as to finish out this season, doing it like that only
I
for
thought
the.
you was talking
No,
long term.
No, just for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Just to get
Hopefully it's
through.
not 2 months.
Hopefully not. But,
Well, we've actually done some. We've plowed Blanchard, we sanded Blanchard, John sanded Stewart Road all the way up to Willimantic Road on the last ice storm, so we're working with you right now.
right, so that's what I was thinking, like, collectively, the group of us could figure out how to maintain Monson for the month. If we were to terminate our contract, stay effective immediately, I think the group of us could figure out how to maintain Monson for a month.
Yeah.
I think that's, and ultimately, like, that's what we've been relying on for most of the season.
And we have the funds.
And we have the funds.
Right.
And we've been paying him for doing what he's done already. I take it out of the funds.
Yeah, so.
The one thing I don't like about something like that is not everybody is on the same schedule.
No, but
So,
I mean, Greenville makes it work with 3 different contractors in their towns. I think for
no, LeConte's got everything in town now.
only in town, there's 3 different contractors that have the whole snowplow contract.
For Greenville, LeConte has all in town, and then the other contractors have out of town.
Right, but we would be doing all of the in-town roads.
Now, when you say we.
So me and Steve.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
you're the town manager, you're not public works.
I'm the road commissioner.
I understand that, but.
Do you have another solution that you would like to offer? For the time being?
If we were using the other contractors, but you personally shouldn't be responsible to be out there plowing when there's stuff in the office to deal with.
Are we making an assumption that Chad's not gonna finish the winter because he's under contract to finish the winter?
No, I'm under the assumption that I don't want him to finish the winter.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I
The
think,
legal issues behind that, where he signed it as non, you can just terminate him if you want.
Yes, because he's in breach of contract. If he wasn't in breach of contract,
Then you'd have
then yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we can't allow, not knowing that.
Or we can just give him until the end of the year and cut our ties then.
No, we don't have any documentation that his equipment is legal. And
Mhm.
that's a liability for us.
Mhm.
So I would say
And-
no.
Right.
Not to speak on the whole town manager thing, I am not the first town manager in this county or this town that has plowed roads.
I understand that.
And under certain circumstances, other duties as fall under my job description. So if the circumstances arose for the 2 weeks that it would affect my job, I think I could effectively do both, in my personal and professional opinion.
Okay, don't tell me you didn't have any time to do something.
For the next 2 weeks, anyway.
It's a weekend, by the way, that the storm's
Oh,
coming.
I figured as much.
At least this week.
But
So do we need to make a motion to vote on
Well, I was just gonna ask,
Yeah.
how do we proceed?
so it would be
Motion to terminate,
yeah, to send a termination letter to Chad,
I'll make a motion.
effective immediately.
Okay, I will make a motion to send a letter of termination to Chad Davis, effective immediately to terminate the contract. Did I say that all? Okay.
Yeah, on breach of contract.
Breach of contract. Thank you.
Second.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? So then, our plan, our short-term plan,
Right.
anything we need to do on that?
So, we gonna get a bunch of different contractors, we gonna get one, what are we doing?
Like for the immediate future or long term, because we have to talk about both.
Yes, well, I guess immediate would be the most important one.
So I would say that I'm entertaining ideas.
What's left outstanding? Like, what's our budget for the remainder of?
I've never did
Season,
send
and
it
how
to
do
this
you-
month because we're not sure, I'm
Right.
not sure where we're at, I don't know. if
Right.
we have
Well,
to.
that's another thing. So I need to know what roads you guys did sanded the other day.
I did
I'm finished.
bridge beginning of Stewart Road, the intersection there, all the way to town. Wilmanic Road,
Okay.
just over 4 miles.
Okay. Well, you guys will have to send me a bill.
We're not real worried about
Oh,
that,
I am.
but I guess I'm a little confused the where you're at right now. I'm just throwing my thoughts out there. I really think you should, this is just my thoughts. Let Chad finish the year. And then if, you know.
I don't know that
say
he has the
termination.
equipment.
Yeah, I don't, well, it's, in a normal, perfect world, I would love to let him finish out the season because that would solve a lot of problems in my life. But the two major problems that I see with that is, one, I don't think he has the equipment to do so. Two, I don't think that he has the insurance to do so.
Yep.
And if he does, he's not proven it to me, and he's not proven any of his inspections or insurance. If something happened, it could come back to the
I get you
town.
now, Elena, I
Yeah.
get you. Okay.
So that's where I'm having struggles with that.
We can pick up
So
big slack.
that's what I was wondering, if, obviously you would be compensated for that. And I figured between the group of us, you guys, Justin's dad, Steve, you know, we could collectively come up with a solution to maintain Monson for the rest of this season.
If you want us to do it, if you're gonna terminate it right now, we could do the whole thing. We'll go get another plow truck tomorrow, that's all we need, one more. If you want us to do it, we'll do it. You just gotta let us know.
See,
I
ask
want
and you
more.
shall receive, apparently. But for, that's a short-term thing, so let's have a discussion about the long-term piece of that, because,
First, thank you for the short-term
Yeah.
solution. You guys good on
I'm
that?
good on that.
Okay.
I mean,
so in the short term, you're good to go?
We're good to go.
Okay,
You know, of course, we're probably gonna get screwed, the storm's coming this weekend, we need one more plow truck too, but we'll get
Well,
it done.
okay, I will, we can all assist for this coming weekend. Steve and I can assist. I'll touch base with Justin after the meeting, and we can come up with something for the weekend so that nobody's rushing around trying to
No,
do
we got-
anything.
We got enough grow, and we just, right now, we'd like to have the extra plow truck. And that may, we've been looking, that may happen tomorrow. But with what we got for rigging right now, we can do everything. And the only thing, Joel's on vacation, but we got a grader coming too.
We don't need
Are you
it.
thinking keeping this separate from going forward, like a separate contract for this season? Or are you thinking to lump it all together, this season and the next time?
They haven't decided who's.
I don't know,
Alright.
that's why I wanted to clarify, I don't want you to step into commitment.
Well, it doesn't
Well,
have to.
I'd like to, yeah, good point. I'd like to be clarified that we at least, if we do this now, we have at least a 3-year commitment with the town of Monson. We could go longer if that's what the town's looking for, but yes, you're right, Justin, I would like that, this isn't just to finish the season.
Right.
We want the job.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, what if you're not the one that gets the contract? Are you still willing to help me out in the meantime?
Yes.
All right. So, in the meantime,
What's the end date?
when it stops snowing.
I didn't know if you had.
No, my mate.
Could be July.
After stop snowing, I don't care what you do no more.
When are you gonna decide on your contract of them?
I'm hoping with it, we're gonna have the discussion in just a minute about long term, but I'm hoping within, like, if we don't decide that tonight, within the next 2 weeks maybe, so maybe we'll have like another special meeting or something to discuss just that piece. That way everybody knows that we were looking for a contractor, and everybody can give their fair come talk to me spiel and
I know
everything.
the last time Monson looked for a contractor, that went really well.
Oh, yes, I know.
So just let me intercede, so we have a different policy now, it doesn't go out to bid anymore, which gives us a little bit more flexibility. But the other piece is, I think there might be another interested party, and as we're responsible for keeping
Transparency.
transparency and costs down, so we have to kind of consider all that as
Right.
well.
Right. So,
Yep, I
well,
understand that.
so I don't necessarily think it's our best move to just make a decision tonight on long-term things, only because we're not really prepared to make that sort of decision. But at least within the next couple of weeks, we'll have an actual decision on that piece. But this piece, the whole previous contractor piece, was so time-consuming in mind accompanying that it took us a little bit to get through this process and do it the legal way, so that we're not, getting ourselves in trouble either. So I think, so as a interim, we can all get together and come up with a short-term plan that includes you and maybe some of the other surrounding contractors, and come up with a short-term plan for the rest of the season, for sure.
Yep,
Okay.
if you want John and I to stop in tomorrow,
Yep,
we can talk it over a little bit more tomorrow.
Yep.
Regardless.
Yep.
If you need us to do whatever,
Yep.
we can do it.
okay,
And we'll.
okay. That sounds good to me.
Thank you both so
Yes.
much.
Thank you.
And probably tomorrow to get that letter.
Yeah.
Is it, I'm sure it's, sent
Well, it's
via,
certified mail. I hand delivered the other one and made him sign for it so that it was still tracked, and dated. I'll probably put this one in the mail.
Saying as far as the time to choose a contractor, I mean, it really should be done prior to the budget
Right.
decision,
That's what I'm saying. So like,
which is next week on Public Works.
no, 2
the
weeks.
30th.
The 30th.
We moved it to the 30th.
So 2 weeks. So
So we could set a meeting.
we could have a meeting in
next
the
week
interim,
or
yeah.
Whatever, okay.
And that
Does
way,
work? I mean,
Yeah.
that time frame work.
We need to call the current contractor and tell him, I don't want you on the road after today, or rather than just send the letter. And
That's why I'm wondering when the letter will
Yeah.
get received.
gonna be my question, was like, is he gonna get the letter before
Yeah.
Sunday night or Sunday afternoon? And I
Sunday
think we're
morning.
getting a little bit of snow tomorrow afternoon.
1 to 3 tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
well,
So how immediate is this, effective immediately? Like, is
Right
there,
now.
I don't know the legalities of it, I just know that.
I think a phone call probably is
I was gonna
advisable
say, I would just call him
and
tell
say,
him. And then be like, a letter to follow, I guess.
yeah. And just document in your email that you did call, so you
Yeah.
have some documentation
Yeah.
via the phone call.
Be the battle of the plows on the North Guilford Road.
Oh, I'm saving on everything.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, since we're talking about it and we have people here, do we wanna just
We can certainly,
compose and discuss it and see if there's any opinions out there, just because we don't get a lot of people at meetings?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can certainly discuss it, and I think we should, because it will take up some of our time at a future meeting talking about it too. So I think we should certainly discuss having a long-term plan. Yes.
Okay.
So with that being said, like obviously Arvo wants it. I know that Zach Herrick is still interested. He's still been touching base with me, and I keep telling him like we're just sorting out we're in the weeds right now, and we're just trying to get our ducks in a row here. And so I think that having a meeting in which both interested contractors can kind of say their piece and at least defend themselves in a room if they wanted to.
Do you want to pick a date to do
Yeah,
that?
let's do
Since
that.
Arvo's here. So our budget committee meeting is, what did I say, the 30th?
So I would prefer not to do it on the 26th because that's Marty's birthday and she's not going to be around and I cannot take my own meeting minutes.
I mean,
It's literally
no, that's fine.
impossible.
The 24th is Tuesday.
Yeah,
Could do that.
yeah.
If the meeting's recorded, I can just do the minutes from the recording. I don't
Sure.
mind doing that.
Okay, that's fun too.
Either way, whatever, I mean, you have to, like, the town office is open later on Thursday, so
Right.
if that's more convenient.
Right.
And we record the meeting as
Yeah.
long as we, don't mess up. And
Right.
Right, yeah.
I'll
call you.
You guys will have to
and
remind me to pay extra attention to that because that will really,
That would give a
there's a lot of things that I'm very talented at, but taking
That-
my own meeting minutes is not one of them.
that would give a week for,
Yeah.
interested parties
Yeah.
to put together
And I can reach out to them and
or
say, and
plan.
Alright, so we're thinking the 26th?
Yep, we can do that.
I don't know if you heard that, Arvo. 26th.
So, our plan now is to rehash this, the long-term plan of the snowplow contract on March 26th. And what time? 5 or 6?
Well, we,
Oh, we have a
We
budget meeting
budgeted
at 5,
at
so
5.
6, at 6 o'clock.
So a week from today.
Yes.
It would give you an opportunity to put together a plan and come if you want to and talk more. And it would give other interested parties the same opportunity, I think. And then we would discuss it and potentially make a decision, I would think.
is it kosher to
Yeah,
have all
coming in.
interested parties at once,
guys.
like hearings?
Yeah, because usually you would be opening bids and normally people that submit bids come to the meeting to hear
Of course.
the results.
Yeah.
So, yeah, does that sound like a good plan? Yeah, okay.
All right.
Do you have to put anything posting regarding, like, at least call Zach, I guess?
Yeah, I
that was
will,
the-
I will. But I can also just like put a quick post on Facebook or
Yeah.
something to just,
You can just post a meeting, right?
right,
Okay.
so.
Sounds good, to be fair.
So,
No, I think then we can move to other business and revisit that next Thursday.
That's good. All right,
oh, good.
you good?
Such a big part of our meeting all over.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
That was a big deal. All right, and are you ready for town manager report?
Oh, it's me again? Holy, there's so much of this meeting I have to be a part of. All right, which one do I want to be first? Do I want to be code enforcement? No, okay, that's later.
Yeah, that's later.
So, okay, budget reports. So we've pretty much been in the budget mindset for the last couple of weeks thinking about the budget going forward. One of the things that I wanted to mention that we may have to bring to town meeting to ratify will be legal fees.
That was one I underlined here, right, because we're 75% into the fiscal year and we're already 180% over.
And unfortunately, those are beyond our control at this moment in time. And I don't know what the future is holding for this particular, because right now we're just waiting for the court to make any sort of motions and decisions.
Do we know when that might be?
It could be up to a couple of months.
After the fiscal year's over?
Yeah. Oh yeah, but they're gonna have to talk to me at least twice a week in the meantime.
Say, is there another possible step that they can take to prolong
The attorneys or the other
Yes,
people?
the other people?
I think that's why our attorney is pushing for the summary
Thank you, Bill.
judgment. Thank you. And I can't remember what I was saying. What was we talking about?
Whether or not there's another step that they can
Okay,
potentially
thank
take.
you. I watched them walk out and my brain literally went with them. So, that's why our attorney was pushing for the motion for the summary judgment, so that we won't have to
If
prolong
they
everything.
if he decides for us on the summary judgment,
Then it's over, yeah,
over.
but then
If he
how many more
doesn't, then I'm
steps
sure
do they
there's a
keep?
lot more they can do
Right.
to prolong it. You know, they can
But-
request depositions, they can request like all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, there's a lot of ways to slow play stuff and cost us more money.
Right.
hope
And
that
I
doesn't
think-
occur.
Ultimately, that's what they're doing right now.
I would think at some point the judge or the courts would say,
I think
Yeah.
that's the hope with
Yeah,
the
more.
request for summary judgment was
Yeah.
that this is
Right.
silly at this point.
Mm-hmm. And especially now that they have canceled their agreement
Right, so
with
it's-
the landowner.
Yeah,
So
there's-
I think that also will help us in the long run.
we hope.
So,
Okay, so budget, back to budget.
oh, budget. I was gonna say, that's not even on
I
my
know.
update. How did I get to that? Okay, so did you guys notice anything else in the budget that,
Well, I was just underlining things that were over that 75%,
Mhm.
mark. And thank you for including like the donations for fire department
Mhm.
unification on that. Oh, I had a question. So the recent fundraiser dinner that they did, is that included in?
no, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
That would be coming.
Let's see. Is there anything that stood out to you that is besides legal?
No, because a lot of, I think this is, no, that's not mine. I brought my budget report out somewhere. But anyways, a lot of it that is over, either is like the Historical Society, repair that was done. That came out of public properties. So public properties is
Okay.
way over.
That's what.
And then the demo is way over because we had 19 Center Street come out of that.
Okay.
So those are specific projects that won't occur again. And there's also money within the budget to help absorb some of those expenses. So
Right.
we won't necessarily have to ratify them. I won't know for sure until we get closer to the end of the year what that's going to look like. But as far right now, legal fees is the only thing that,
Right.
because it's enough over that.
Is there a reserve account that we could cover legal fees through?
There's not, but there's enough in surplus that
Or
we
in
can take it
surplus,
from.
okay.
We can take it from
I
surplus.
was just noting bank fees went way up.
So we had a little mishap with our 941 filings. And Marty, do you want to speak to this?
Yeah, so they changed we filed monthly, pretty much forever. And then, they changed it because of the amount of payroll that we have. So then it had to be done weekly. And it got away a couple of times. So then they sent us a letter, stating that they were penalizing us for that. So that's what that is, and that's where we put it.
And now it will never happen again.
No, and now we're back to yearly, because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Well,
it
that's
was,
very
it was
confusing.
just this one outlier year, I guess, because apparently if you, have over $50,000 in payroll, you have to do it weekly, and we never did, but then all of a sudden, I guess we did. So they sent a letter saying that it had to be done weekly now, and then they sent me another letter at the end of the year, last year, saying that, because the payroll wasn't at that mark again, so now we're back to monthly, so,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know.
Was this 1 week we had 50K in payroll?
No, the
No.
whole year.
The whole year, and I think it's in payroll taxes.
Yeah, payroll taxes.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Right,
because we
yeah,
pay
you're
more
right.
than $50,000 in payroll.
Does it
Yeah.
fluctuate because of fire or?
It could. I'm not sure. I mean,
It-
and I'm not even sure
And being
how.
right on the threshold too,
Right.
like if, Jade worked 3 extra hours that week or was the cleaner, like,
Right.
and then we have the fire and then we have animal control, like everything kind of plays a role in being right on that threshold.
Right,
is-
and I think that's where we're at, and even if we were over by $20, it's still,
they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
nope,
50,000 is the number. If you're 50,001, then you're doing it weekly.
yeah. So that's what that is, and so going forward, we won't have that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
everything else in the budget looked pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah.
You mentioned taking the overage in legal to the town meeting. I think there was also an indication that multi-year contracts also needs to go to the town.
Oh yes, that is also on my radar to talk about too. So that was another thing that I learned about, and while I've been reading the town meeting manuals, and
We overlooked.
well, lots of towns do.
Right.
Lots of towns do, and so the select board can only authorize a contract for 1 year because that's all that they can contract out. You're only certain for this 1 year. So the idea is that if you're going to spend future money, you need the town's approval to do that. So that's what it comes down to. So a yearly contract we can do, but it also, you can have a warrant article that gives you as the select board to enter an agreement for 3 years or whatever.
Well, we may want to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in
Because-
certain instances, like a plow contract where you can lock in a
Better.
better overall price.
Right.
By doing multi-year.
Right.
And can it be
makes sense.
specified, the warrant for specific types of contract?
Yeah, and it has to. And in some instances, you even have to put like a cap up to say $300,000 or
Okay.
up to whatever.
Well, I think it would be in the town's best interest to at least entertain that.
I think so too. I think so too.
That makes sense.
And since we didn't know about it, I'm sure nobody in the town knew about it, so I'm sure they'd be on board with it.
And this is the way it's been done for
I know.
ever and a day.
All the other towns do the same thing.
Exactly. It's just having that warrant article that specifically
Right.
gives you the authority to do it is all it comes down to. But
Yeah.
you don't, there's so much to this that you don't realize it until you're reading these manuals. And
Mhm.
that's what I've been doing for fun lately is reading all the manuals.
Yeah.
And it's things like that pop out to me and I'm like, oh yeah, we don't do that. We better start doing. So I'm just making notes of things that, to look for in the future. So yeah, I guess
On your
so
to-do
many,
list.
yes, there's so many things on here that I haven't even talked about yet. So, the snow plowing at the gym.
Jim,
So I was able to,
the slip checks.
slip fall checks.
Slip fall.
I saw there was a slash to our portion of that bill on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So now we only pay for what they actually perform. We don't pay for slip fall checks anymore. So,
How much does that bring it down for us?
in some cases, it brings it down like half, 50%.
Wow.
In some of the months, because like in months like November, he's slip fall checking every single day of November, and there are some Novembers that we don't get snow until the last week of November, if at all in November. So, that saves us $18 a day. That's crazy talk. So that's my update on that. So that we can actually cross that off our list. We don't even ever have to talk about it again. How wonderful is that? Now, I wish this was the same case. 997 Solar. So I officially have a login now. So I went on Tuesday just to see how things are going and stuff. And like that thing, it doesn't even generate whatever's going on down there generates more electricity than the solar panels.
Oh, jeez.
Because it was like 122 kilowatt hours for the whole month of December.
Let's see, let's keep an eye on it and
Yeah.
see what it's like in, as we get into the better angle of the
Yeah.
sun.
Well, and like when you log in, it instantly tells you like there's microinverters that aren't working
Well, I was just
and
gonna
all
say,
of that stuff.
they're
too.
not working, right?
They're not working.
And so he was gonna have, Revision Maine come and fix them.
Fix it.
But were we supposed to do anything before they come?
I think we were supposed to
Clean.
clean
They
them.
wanted us to pressure wash the
The
Right.
pigeon
pigeon poop off the,
Right.
tell them it's all done.
I'm gonna. But
And they just came back.
Well,
the next
actually-
day.
to be fair, I already told him that we were ready for him to show up because I hadn't heard it from him in a long time. So I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Mhm. Does he respond?
No. Does anybody respond?
I know.
And so this last time, he ignored all of my questions and said, "Did you get the login for Enphase?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did. Thank you." Like, so he ignored all of my questions, but now I have a login. So
So the last time we talked with him, he was going back to calculate what he owes us.
right,
And
He did that.
he did that.
and we got a check.
No, so it won't be a
No, it was
check.
credit.
It will be a credit.
Right.
So he will just. But we also haven't paid him anything either.
Right.
So
right.
basically
So
it's
let's subtract that.
So it was supposed to be in the wash of things.
But it would be nice to see.
But what he was going to do is create an invoice that showed the credit.
Right.
For that credit would have been for the month of January, because it was like a $430 credit after he canceled all the other previous invoices.
Right.
Which equals a whole year because we didn't pay him for a whole year. So
Maybe we should stop again if he's not responding.
well,
No,
I
I'm
didn't
kidding.
start again, so
Yeah.
I never.
Do I even get bills anymore? I don't get any bills.
Well, that's what we're waiting on is a bill that shows the credits and what is now due, but we haven't received that yet. So I'm still not going to pay him until I have that.
I mean, we can't pay for it.
No, but in the budget, the electricity looks like half of what we normally would pay because we haven't paid it in a year, and so it looks really good.
So are you just sending like an email once a week to him going like bugging him or?
Well, the Enphase email was this week, so that's every couple of months he makes a little bit of. So this month was the Enphase thing, so it will probably be a couple months before I get the inverters fixed.
Every Monday, or Tuesday, send him an email and
Just-
just pester him. This is ridiculous.
So there's that, and then the Tenning Hill Road house, tax acquired house that has no trespassing signs, and we closed the door up and everything, so everything is secure now. Anyways, the porch, stay off the porch, but we put no trespassing signs all the way around the porch too, so you knew like can't come here either. Don't go over there. Don't go on this side.
Right.
So
is our plan to, is it tax acquired?
It is tax
Clearly now.
Yes, it is. So that was one of the places that I was going to send the 90 days. Like you have 90 days before we list it and kind of go from there. So there's only a few properties left that I'm not going to send the letter to because I just want to make sure that the process was extra followed before we, do anything permanent. But so for that in the Water Street, which, oh, that's on my list too.
Yeah,
Okay. So I'll talk about that too. So the Water Street property, I already sent the 90-day letter out for that one, and touched base with the realtor that's interested in listing it. And so at the end of the 90 days, which I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's been probably 3 weeks. Well, since our last meeting, that I sent it out because I sent it out that same week. So at the end of those 90 days, we'll sign a contract or whatever with the realtor and list that for fair market value. And so.
Okay.
And hasn't there been some other realtors that have been interested in possibly selling some of the properties?
I've only heard from one.
Yeah, I've only heard from one, and it's target specific properties that they're interested in mostly because they have a seller, like they have a buyer already.
One I talked to said, I'm interested, so she said, and I explained that we have to.
Was it that Shirley Wright girl?
Nope, it was Tuscuran, and she was the one that Aaron called about the property over there.
Oh, so she was Aaron's. Okay, so there's actually 3 realtors right now that we're talking with. So there's one for the Water Street property, and then there's one for 8 Mitchell Street, and then there's another lady that sent me a letter in the mail the other day that said that she would be interested in listing real estate properties. So
we just give them a list and say, everybody start picking which ones you want?
yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, we don't really have that many.
Do we still, is the one, the old red house way on Tenny Hill out of
No.
town there, that's not tax acquired yet?
No,
Okay,
because
Not
he,
anymore.
not anymore. So he was,
That's
it
not
was
the
tax
same
acquired.
actually.
gotcha.
It was tax acquired a couple of weeks ago, but he was during the redemption period. So he came in and paid. So if it's during the redemption period, you have to pay every single thing that's owed, not just that last year. You have to pay every single thing. So he came in and paid every single thing. So
Okay.
Darn, I was hoping he'd sell it.
I mean, he
Right.
still might sell it.
Yeah,
He might.
can ask.
He
Maybe.
still might sell it. So that's also on my list of things to talk about too. So the Water Street property. And I will have FEMA bid packets at the beginning of the week for the road work that will be happening on the Barrows Falls Road. And the edge of the Elliottsville Road and on the Pleasant Street head. So what I did to make the bid packet is I took exactly how it was worded in the FEMA packets and put it in the bid packet. It sounds like I'm off my rocker because that's not normally how you would talk to another human being, the way it's worded. But it's very descriptive and you can tell what you're supposed to do. And I feel as if I put it in the bid packet the way FEMA wrote it, I cannot get in trouble for doing it wrong because it's literally their words. So it literally has GPS coordinate to GPS coordinate, start, stop, and what is to be done. So that's just how I wrote the bid packet out, and I'm gonna explain it to whatever contractors I give it to anyways as to why I did it that way.
Right.
But when you see it, because I'll forward it along when it's done. Well, actually, I'll probably post it too. So yeah, that's why it is worded the way it is. And then
When does that work typically get started?
so it has to be completed by the end of July.
Okay.
So we'll do that first thing alongside the other work on the Barrows Falls Road. As soon as the posters come down, and the launching pads go away.
Yes.
So
Can I ask regarding the launching pads?
yeah, sure.
It was actually a question I had under report, but while we're on it, is it, and I have no idea, is it too early? Like, so I was going out of town on North Guilford today, and just before you get to Morgan and yeah, right there at Tony's house, because you can't move over because you can't see oncoming traffic, and it's really.
That's a bad one.
Can that be
Yeah,
filled
so
in?
he is going to fill it in. He was just waiting for the next couple of days to get through the storm.
Okay,
So that we're not plowing it up once we put it there.
okay.
But yes, that is on the horizon to
Okay.
kind of pass.
That's probably
some of
the
these-
worst one
It's
yeah.
caved in quite a bit.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always
Get
like
deeper.
that. It's always like that, but
The other
it's
one that's really
worse.
bad is the one down the culvert that was replaced by.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's getting deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot that was it
I
the other day.
died almost, so did I.
You don't remember it now, though, don't
I remember
you?
now, it's,
I don't know
yeah.
if there's a possibility to fill that one as well?
Well, yeah, so,
I saw he was filling.
he did a couple on
around
Pleasant
town.
Street today, only because he was out on Indian Point anyway, so he was kind of working his way back. But probably, he was just waiting for the next couple of days, and he's gonna do a little bit. He said maybe tomorrow he would get to some places that are really bad, but the majority of it, he's gonna try to wait until after the snow, so we're not just plowing
And does,
the
do
sand.
you have any gravel with the rocks in it that on it? Because he puts sand in, which is great, it lasts for a day, but if you get a lot of traffic in the rain, that sand's
The
gone.
problem is
Right, you can't put
our
gravel.
You can't on that either, can you? It's just,
It's frozen.
it's frozen.
because it don't, yeah, I know, I mean, the sand, it
Only
won't
if
say
you
a
wait,
damn
you dig it. Well, I don't know about that little.
Well, he dug it the best he could
Yeah.
for now anyways, because he put some gravel out on Indian Point Loop. So he used the gravel that wasn't frozen up over there, so that's why he put sand out. And, so yeah, that's that.
Sorry to
No, that's
get
okay.
you off there.
That's okay.
All right, I'll cross it off.
So ACO, we now have a new animal control officer. Her name is Carrie Falloon. Like I said in the budget committee, she pretty much, for whatever Gary didn't take over, she kind of took over the other half of the county when Joe Guyot left. So she's been doing this for a few months. I did get some feedback at the Brownville town meeting the other day that she is a good animal control officer, but she does not give very good updates.
Okay.
So I did get that feedback a little
But
bit.
she, so I'm sure the plan is to update our website with
Yeah.
her, and I would throw a post out there as well,
Yeah.
just so people know
Yeah.
who to contact. Okay.
It's so unfortunate that it's not Gary, because he was such a
I
good
know.
animal control officer.
So as far as things go, an update isn't the end of the world. If we know that they went and got a cat or
Well, that's
something like that,
that's
it's not like it's a code enforcement.
right.
Well, you know what Gary did, I hate to bring up
Yes,
the
he
sheep
was.
again, but the sheep on Ellisville, I mean, he took pictures and documented, and he asked those of us who saw those out there blocking traffic. So he was ready to document in case it had to go further.
He was right by the book.
Yeah.
And he really highly recommended this one.
Good.
And as far as updates go, what I have them do is when they submit their bill, because that's how they do it. They just every once in a while send in, when it gets piled up a little bit. And so there's always a description of the call that goes with it. So that will be in the warrants. It'll be in the accounts payable for mileage, and it'll also be in payroll because that's where I pay the hours from. So when I get that, we can always sort of just go over it at the meeting if we want to, or
If there's any.
if there's anything huge going on.
Right,
something
repetitive
of note,
ones.
yeah.
Where's she based out of?
I think Dover or Mo or
Somewhere like that.
Okay,
in Piscataquis County. That much I am sure of.
alrighty.
Okay, so that's off my to-do list. The
have
auditor. Oh, sorry.
Didn't you say we had to sign something for?
Yeah, that was a different part, but,
Yeah.
Okay, we can wait.
Yeah.
because that's when we're signing a lot of things.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. So the auditor will be here, April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So I will be here that week doing just that only. We do plan on closing the office for the afternoon from 12 to 4 on that Tuesday, just so that I can have the help of the other two girls to try to get as much done as we possibly can while the auditor is in this building, and it doesn't have to go over email. Because once they leave, everything is over phone calls, emails, and that becomes
Right.
my stress.
What day is that?
April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
And so the Tuesday, just,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
right, just make sure it can get posted
Yeah.
to give everybody a heads up.
Yep,
that it'll
we're
be
gonna post that tomorrow. We just came up, we just came up with exactly what day, because I was thinking like, do we wanna do Thursday, Tuesday? But I think doing it Tuesday, the first day that the auditors are here, gives us the better time to get things together for them to review.
Okay.
So,
Oh, good. That was one of my questions, how you were doing on catching up on audit stuff.
yeah, so that, so we'll be working on 2 years simultaneously. So that will get a little bit confusing sometimes. So having the 3 of us girls going from boxes to boxes, trying to keep track of this is 24, this is 25, this is 24, this is 25, and just, you know, kind of keeping those two things separate. You guys might have noticed in the warrants that I started putting timesheets in there, trying to track like what is being, so when so the way I separated it out is the time frames are when I'm in the office, and then the collective hours are from when I'm working at home.
Okay.
So last week on vacation, I ended up working 6 of my days off, a little bit, but that's okay because I would rather do that than have to come back and have more problems to deal with when I could have just solved them in an hour. And also taking vacation in March is the craziest idea I ever had. But that's when the tickets were for, and my mom bought them for my kids for Christmas. So I was screwed. So that's that. And the only other, I have CEO fill in, so if there's something for me to fill you in about, but
CEO?
yeah, but I can't remember.
We last talked about maybe a violation that we weren't sure.
Oh, yes, okay, so yeah, all right. So I don't really have any updates on that particular of whether I have to be the one to enforce it or if a planning board can enforce. I sent my questions to Mary, and I've sent a couple of questions to Mary, but I've gotten no response.
Okay.
So I've reached out to Dan, who's helping with the lawsuit, and I'm like, I know that you're not the person, but can you please help me because I know you're an attorney, and,
Right.
and if you don't know the answer, I know you have friends that can.
Yeah.
So he has been helping me. He helped me with the snowplow contract because that was one of the things, like, I don't have time to wait for somebody to respond. I need your
It's
answer
too
right
bad,
now.
MMA lawyers.
So he helped me with that, but he said that he will help me with the CEO thing, but he's tied up with things for
Right.
the next couple of days, but he said that he will help me with the CEO thing. So,
Okay.
but because he's going to touch base with Mary himself. So, so there's that. And then the village partnership. So I did reach out to Mike. He has not responded yet, but I did reach out to him in his last email that he had sent me. He did, say that we were getting crosswalks.
Right.
And that is part of the package.
Okay.
That was for sure a thing. There is a meeting on March 27th. They conveniently rescheduled the time for a time that I can't be there. I have to be in Portland at the exact same time that the meeting starts. It was supposed to be at 8 a.m., but now it starts at 10. So that startup meeting is specifically talking about the project. The paving project.
The whole paving.
The whole paving project. So I don't know if that's something that maybe, like I can have somebody listening to or something.
Where are they meeting?
In Wilson, but it's a Teams meeting too.
Okay.
So maybe
The 27th.
at 10 a.m. And conveniently, my daughter's appointment is in Portland at 10 a.m.
Let's see. That date sounds. Yeah, I got stuff that day.
And maybe, I did email Mike, so he might fill me in on, because I also specifically asked for the cost share of what that would be like too, because that was never mentioned. It was like, oh, it's included. Like, we're just getting it. I mean, that's gonna be great if that's real, but
It's like free for us because they're doing the whole
right,
thing.
like that's fine. but yet they're gonna charge MUD like $3,000 to raise up their curb stoppy things and put them back down.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
but they give us free crosswalks. That doesn't make sense.
With the signs and everything.
Right.
And they're raised crosswalks. Make sure they're raised.
Yeah.
We had asked them.
And he
I
said,
don't think, I
with-
think what they indicated is that they would do the curb cuts so that
Yeah.
they're ADA compliant, but they will not be raised, I think. And they'll paint the
Because the whole
crosswalk.
purpose of them was traffic slowing.
Right, but this isn't the crosswalks that were in their big
but the
projects.
proposal, like when we
crosswalks.
talked to them, we asked them how do we incorporate this
Right,
into their project?
Right.
Right. Why do it twice?
Right. So I'll touch base with him again. Like I already emailed him once, and I'm sure he will get to me. He's pretty good. All of the people with the village partnership are pretty good about eventually responding. I always get a response. It's just I've never gone like without one. It's just a matter of when. So I'm assuming they're very much like me and have lots of things that they get to do.
Maybe if you mention the raised crosswalks we're expecting, it will get their
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
Well, so
I think they will.
and then the last thing on my to-do list is to talk about the fire department's not to-do list, my update list here is to talk about the fire department's the station building. So I still haven't heard anything from the funding, but I've reached out to some of the other communities that have also received funding, and they still haven't heard anything either. And from other people that have received it in the past, they said that sometimes it takes up to 6 months to hear from them again once you've been awarded the money. So it's a hurry up and wait scenario here, but that also gives us some time to figure out where we're gonna put it.
Right.
And also go through the motions of like really getting other like people involved and getting them, like
Yeah.
and to
I
educate
sent
ourselves
that-
on.
Well, and I sent you I sent that email about, thinking about it after I left the last
Yeah.
meeting. And I really think having some type of announcement,
Mhm.
almost ceremony where.
Like a celebration, yeah.
Where we, acknowledge that a lot went into getting this, and we have this opportunity to have a new fire station. It takes some contribution from the town,
Mhm.
from the residents, but that it's a great opportunity to update, to do a necessary
Why
update
it's
for
needed.
a low
Yeah.
cost to us. And I think getting ahead of that instead of letting rumors get out that we, that they're getting $3 million, whatever.
Yeah.
Controlling that narrative and having the fire department be a part of that announcement, and I mean, I mentioned doing food, doing
Right. Yeah,
this thing,
making it a celebration.
Yeah, because it is a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think if we get people involved, and then if we get people involved, it's positive, I think.
I think so too, and it allows the transparency. The more open we are, the more people trust us, and once they trust us, they don't constantly think we're trying to pull the rug out from under them.
Right.
And it makes for I got to be a part of Brownville's town meeting on Monday. I opted to be their moderator. I thought there was going to be like 15 people. There was 120. And it was all over a camper ordinance. So that was but I thought to myself, how awesome it is to have 120 people at a town meeting. That means 120 people spoke for that entire town, good or bad. It was represented by 120 people instead of 10.
I mean, the other part too is having we're looking for a location.
Right.
Yeah.
If we make an announcement and all, the word gets out, people have ideas.
Yeah.
People have properties, who knows what.
That we don't know.
So maybe we should have almost like like, I don't wanna call it like a public hearing, but almost as
Sort of.
such, like a public hearing with food.
I mean,
A
I think I said
celebration?
in the email, potentially some type of non-binding vote, like,
Right.
let's move forward with this.
Right.
You know, like, obviously, at some point, we have to have a discussion about the town the town portion of that. But I don't think this is the time for that. I think
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
nothing's official, like, you know, we don't
Right.
have a check in hand, we don't
Right.
have, so I think that.
And we
can
don't
wait.
know like what kind of requirements are gonna go in, because
Right,
it's also in kind.
right, I know you
So,
said that,
which is cool,
Yeah,
because
good for
there's a
us.
lot of, we have a lot of resources here, and we have a lot of knowledge within Monson, and I think that we could potentially put a lot of the work
right.
towards making that happen.
Do we have like an official letter, like, I'm just saying we've been
Yes.
awarded this, it is definite.
Yeah,
I mean, is anything ever definite till you have the check?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, especially.
it was written into law, that much I do know, but I do know that all they said is that we are included in the appropriations package. The next step would to go through a non-competitive grant process. What the heck that means, I have no idea, because literally the word grant is competitive. So,
Is this Senator Collins' office that's
Yes.
Yeah.
communicating that? Okay.
well, it's both, it was
And Senator
supported by both
Right.
offices,
Right.
so.
I think the reality of it, like Jonathan just said, you hear a lot sometimes through the town, like $3 million, what the hell?
Yeah.
By the fire department. But the reality is if the public came and saw where we are and what we got, and what it really looks like,
Right.
Maybe we
very
should have it
unsafe,
right there.
very unsafe, to see why we went for
Right.
this.
Do it up front, John.
It's
so the
not
trucks
coming
look
out of the
good.
tax
Close the
dollars,
trucks
it's a
back.
grant that's been awarded, but safety wise, we
Right.
need a building.
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
it's,
I mean, the cost of the town, if a truck goes through that floor.
right,
It can be way more than the portion of the town that's above
yeah,
that.
and we're just hoping now we don't get a call sometime, come in and see it's down underneath.
Right.
We're hoping it stays on the floor.
So I think we should look, it doesn't have, I think the nice thing, it probably doesn't have to be this week.
Right.
Like, we can wait till it gets nice out, so
Right.
it can
Yeah.
be, it could.
The roads are
it could
plowed.
be
Do,
Potentially outside
The
even,
holes are filled.
but, I mean, it could be a part of the annual town meeting.
I was gonna say, do we want to have something at our town meeting that, you know, like, just brings it up for discussion, or we can have it like early, that's another conversation that I was gonna have too, but we have time for that. So say we do a dinner similar to what we did last year.
Right.
We could, you know, have like a happy hour kind of thing before where you explain, not in the context that,
No problem.
but
Or not.
Yeah, maybe that.
but like the hour before town meeting would be dedicated to like the celebratory like information.
That kind of happy, okay.
Yeah,
And we,
Like, we're happy.
we're happy, right,
and we as firemen too, to go to this, is any questions why?
Yeah.
right,
And why we need it, we
Right.
can explain to them.
Exactly.
Where we stand.
Right.
exactly. So maybe that is the way to do things, is just because anybody that's gonna come to a town meeting is definitely gonna come to an annual meeting, and so I feel like we'll have the best of the turnout at an annual one, but.
Yeah.
So maybe having it before the town meeting, is that like what we're thinking, or?
That timeframe seems reasonable, based on the fact that we don't even have the official.
Right.
You know,
Right.
We said it could be 6 months before the next step
Right.
starts, so.
We
Yeah.
really thought, thinking about with Chuck and I and Phil, sitting down, going over, and we're looking, the reality is probably 2027 before we look at a new station. It may
Oh,
go
at
that
least.
long,
Yeah,
at least.
that's when it'll start.
That's when it will
Yeah.
start.
Right.
That's what it looks like.
I
I'll,
would assume.
I'll look into that, Elena, because I know a guy that actually oversees all these, local guy
Yeah.
that will be here involved in the whole thing from start to finish,
Yeah.
as far as the billing process to see.
You know, I was thinking it'd be good to, for this meeting, like somebody like that could answer questions on the process. whether it's whoever it is or somebody from the senator's, either senator's office that can speak to the process, that would be helpful.
They also, I'm pretty sure, they offer some material that we can use to kind of lay out what the process looks like and why we chose to go this way and all of that stuff. So
I think for this initial thing, we should provide some of that, but I also think focus more on what a great opportunity it is,
I
and
think so
less
too.
on the minutia of how it's going to happen. Just that this is where we are,
Right.
and
But I would anticipate people would have questions.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
would. But so it may not. The town, we can think about it.
Yeah.
The town meeting may not be the best,
Right.
because we don't want to add
Confusion.
more
Yeah. And
to that
also
night.
like,
So
I know,
let's,
that's what I was wondering.
we can put a pin in that for now.
Yeah,
I think we have
yeah.
time, but
I don't look
at
at it as a fireman, because one station, I look at it as tax dollars.
yeah.
It's free money coming in for a building that the town's not gonna have to move. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So,
And so, as far as like having a committee and stuff, I know that we talked about that a little bit too. Is that something that like we should wait until after we have this meeting, maybe like get some ideas as to who should be on this meeting,
I think so.
on this committee, like during this meeting, like we can kind of come up with those ideas.
Well, and I think there also has to be a clear understanding. There are certain requirements, like,
Right.
you know, in the fire station has to make sense. Like, I don't think that we want, it needs to be handled right. So I think we need to put some thought into how that would work. It would be more of an advisory role, ideas, that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, there's already a tentative design. I mean, it's not locked in stone, but I think there are certain requirements for a building today that there weren't when this was built.
Right.
So,
Obviously, right?
Like
there's a lot more than a new
an
station.
ADA compliant door for starters.
right, and I mean, and just, there are things that
Right.
anyway,
Yeah.
I think we can put some thought into that.
I wonder
Okay.
how other towns, like I'm just thinking Corinth, you know, if they had a committee of some sort or how they went about
If you
it.
wanna look too soon, Alan Emerson, Chief of Corinna,
Yeah,
you gotta see their new station too, that they worked many years to get, but it's very nice.
yeah.
They got awarded, I mean, you can always go over and get over and look at that station,
true.
see how they built it, how it
Yeah.
went.
It would just be interesting to see how other towns approach the whole thing
Right.
with their town.
Well, I can tell you that in some communities, it's not funny.
I know where you're going. I know exactly where
We
you're
know
going.
where you're going.
In some communities, they're not as transparent in the beginning, and that's what bites them because they
Right.
don't understand.
That's why I sent,
So like exactly. And so like you have uneducated voters, which is the most dangerous thing
Right.
on your hands, and you have to try to get in front of it. But
Right.
if you're already, like
Proactive.
proactive about it, I think that will help a lot of the
I got a
the
question
issues.
here, I'm
Sure.
just out of curiosity.
Sure.
So, the new fire station, is the town office gonna be in the new fire station?
No.
No.
Fire station
Is it-
only.
Fire station only.
So is the
Yes.
town office gonna stay here?
Yes, and we'll have to
And there's reasons
renovate.
behind that, not
Yes.
that we don't want them there,
Yeah.
but it's just reasons.
You know
reasons.
this.
Yeah.
The original plan was, yes, they were with us.
Yeah,
And then pretty much they said, nope, you want the money at the fire station only,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's it.
that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically what it's turned into. So we'll have to renovate this building at some point too. But I think that eliminating the fire department from this building frees up a lot of area for the rest.
And you can park your car in the.
Well, in the hole over there, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't park my car there, sorry.
It's coming.
Although I'd rather park my car there than a fire truck, but here we are.
Senator
All right.
Collins
All
will
right.
be running for re-election, he may wanna be here,
Yeah.
Who's it?
Senator Collins.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
We'll get it.
So
We get it.
when they,
They're closing.
when this all goes through and they do the groundbreaking and all that, her and Senator King will both be here to
They,
do
they
that.
both come to the groundbreaking. Senator Collins and King.
But I do know with any of these, everything has to be made in the United States.
Yes,
Right.
Do not use any form of, any material's not made here.
yeah. I did know that. I think they talked about that when she was here.
Mm.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that's it for my town manager
That is
report.
it. All right.
If you came here for anything else, well, I took up all the time.
We'll call you.
All right, let's move on to select board reports. Aaron? No? I don't have anything, but when Jonathan's available, we'll check back with him. So let's go to the town committee reports and alphabetical order, sort of. Beautification?
Okay. We have a cleanup day scheduled for April 25th. Everybody should come out and get a garbage bag and go pick up garbage.
And it's also going to be transfer station,
Transfer station, free day,
okay.
again, limited time.
It was last year, but he ended up just not stopping it at noon time. He just.
Yeah, we might as well just do the whole day because it gets confusing, like,
Yeah.
Virginia do that.
to try to limit.
All right, so when the posters get made up, we'll just say
Okay.
all day.
April 25th, all day.
And on the 26th, the benches will get stained. They're going to get out. You got that message presumably about the benches getting out before, like the last week of April, so we can get the,
No, I did not get that message,
Okay.
but I got it
but
now.
now you do.
I got it now.
And the Key Club from Foxcroft is going to stain them all so they're nice and pretty,
Okay.
which will be good. And the boxes need to go out the end of May, like the third week of May. You better make a list.
Yeah, I'm working on it here,
Lots of
so.
demands here.
So benches is when last week?
They'll get stained the 26th, which is the last weekend of the month.
So I
they'll
should
go
get them
the
out
week
before. Okay, so third week. Second.
Okay. And the box is out third week of May, so they can get them installed. Can I keep going?
Mhm.
There's nothing else you have to write down.
Okay, cool.
Fire hydrants along Main Street are gonna get painted as gnomes because they're not functional and they're ugly and gnomes are a Scandinavian thing, so we're going to have gnomes lining our streets, and that will be prettier than it is now.
Gonna put helmets on?
Well, they'll have hats. They'll have hats. We may have a design contest, so if you want a firefighter gnome, you'll have to.
They should have fire helmets on.
That's right.
Fire helmets.
That's right.
Could be.
Fire gnome.
Fire gnomes, yeah.
Fire gnomes.
Have fun of that. We're still hoping for a community garden. Remains to be seen whether we will receive permission to use the space. Plant sale is scheduled for May 31st, and that's all we have going forward that I can remember. What did I forget, Sue?
I wasn't at the last
You weren't
meeting,
at the
so I'm
last
sorry.
meeting, so
Hopefully somebody took minutes though.
I did my best.
Okay, sorry about that.
So that's it for beautification.
Okay, and I know this is not in alphabetical order exactly because cemetery comes next, but we're collaborative, right?
Well, Ray's doing collaborative.
Oh, okay. I could have done
You can do
alphabetical order.
cemetery.
It's okay, go ahead.
So the Monson Collaborative works with the Maine Downtown Center, and I've been going to the meetings, once a month, the webinars that they have. We pay for this service, the Collaborative does. Anybody in town can go, and it's really kind of cool. There's, town managers there and committee heads, and they all just give really cool ideas of things that you can do. This last one was talking about budget season and VPIs, and I learned what that was. I didn't even know. They're like, yeah, you guys have one. And I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't know.
Crosswalks.
Now I know. Yeah. And then last month we talked about Jean's Walk. And that's coming up May 2nd. We're going to be doing, Chantal volunteered to do one that's an art walk. She's going to go do the sculptures. But if anybody else wants to do one, it can be any theme. There's like,
Could be Fierce Chase and Fossils.
I tried that,
Yeah, we talked about that, but it has to be on that date, right?
it has to be May 2nd.
Yeah,
Because
and-
every town in Maine is doing it. Well, not every town in Maine, but if they are doing it, it's the same day. And they, the downtown center, really kind of promotes it for us, so it's kind of cool. The deadline is the 27th, if anybody else comes up with a cool idea to do another one. Then, we're gonna do, our newsletter. The deadline is tomorrow for the collaborative newsletter for next month. Last month, we featured, Sue's hats. We like to do business every month, so if anybody just email us if they want their stuff in there. We'll put anything in there in Monson. There's an Easter egg hunt, April 4th behind the gym. If you want to donate eggs, candy, or small prizes, there's boxes in the post office and the library. And if anybody wants to come to the meetings, we're the last Wednesday of the month. That's right here.
Right here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, without further ado, cemetery.
All quiet on the.
You keep saying that.
We will probably be by, first of May, removing the winter decorations that we normally do each year. And we'll get that communicated through Facebook or whatever.
Okay.
Do you guys still have any of those cleaning kits?
I think there might be one in here.
We have like one or two, but I've ordered a lot of the the D2.
Yeah.
We'll get some more set up.
Okay, I had somebody that was talking about that the other day, and I'm like, well, we've got that stuff at the town office.
I don't know if there's any left in the town office or not.
There might be one.
I'll check on that and see where the D2 is.
Yeah. Now I just gotta remember who asked me that question.
There was a question at budget committee about the trees in the churchyard cemetery that need to come down.
Yeah.
Do we have an estimate from an arborist on what that cost will be so we can get the right number in the budget?
Yeah, it's $3,400,000.
Great.
Let me just put that in the budget real quick.
No, but we do have an arborist that has agreed to give us an estimate.
We're gonna have that soon for the budget? Cause
I'll contact him and see how soon we can get that. I mean, that would be a lot of money.
that's what I was thinking, and right now the number in there is 5,000, I think, is that right, Elena?
Mm-hmm.
Now we get a few branches down.
We
Okay,
have-
I thought it might be quite a bit more than that, so.
And we have 5,000 from this year and
Yeah.
potentially.
So we have 5,000 from this year and then 5,000 potentially for next year. So,
We should have a better number.
yeah.
We can
Yeah,
possibly
I'll
get.
contact the guy and get him to give us an estimate.
So maybe we do a few branches this year, a few branches next year,
Yeah.
till the tree is finally down.
Some of them would be easy. They're right at the back corner and you could just follow it away from them. And there's one outside the gate. Some of them are gonna be a real problem.
Right.
But I'll get
Of course they are.
I'll get something going, yeah.
Okay.
And they shed branches all the time, so.
Right.
For free?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't charge.
Branches for nothing.
Glenn, I got a question for you. Who does the flag? Do you know who does the flag? For the firefighters? Past firefighters, whatever.
Oh, firefighters?
Yeah. Does anyone do that?
Well, I know, who does the veterans flags, but I wasn't aware of the firefighters.
We did, yeah, other towns have done it.
Paul Allen used to do it.
Yeah.
And he would have a list of retired firemen that are gone, and he put them all through the cemetery. We were just wondering if we could know who has that list, so we could put the firefighter.
I would do that at,
Yeah.
Paul Allen still has it. I said Paul still has it.
Is there,
He may,
Yeah,
probably would have.
yeah.
is there a special flag holder or?
No, they just stick in the ground.
They do, right?
We do, we've
We
bought
have
them before,
downstairs, yeah.
different ones that the fire department buys.
But we'll make sure, I mean, I can take, process.
If we had a list, we would put them out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a problem. It's just we noticed they ain't been out the last
Yeah.
couple of years and we'd like.
So we
to-
need the list. That's
need
what
the
the
list
problem
that who's.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
So look for a list.
and we'll get them out before Memorial
Yeah,
Day.
we'll get them out for Memorial. We'll keep them out.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you, Glenn?
Yep.
Okay. Go through the cemetery
I'm not
committee.
against putting flags in the cemetery.
As long as they follow the rules.
Yeah, I know. We don't want them getting mowed over or anything too.
Yeah, right.
All right, very good. And nothing from rec committee.
I can report, because my wife is on that committee. They have been meeting. They are involved in we're doing the egg hunt, I think. I don't know.
Something to do with the egg.
They are, they've met the last 2 months, so they're meeting, they're talking. I don't know what they're planning, but big things. No, I don't know. I'll have an update for next.
That's better than
They are.
who's on rec? What are they doing?
It's Dana is the chairperson. of that
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they're doing.
And,
Get them
and
up.
I'm not sure who's on the committee.
I was gonna say, how many of them is there? Not very many.
I have no idea.
At least 2.
There's at least 2. I can speak, there's at least 2.
Your wife is leaving and she's going to watch TV somewhere else. You watch the kids. I'm going to rec.
She went to a meeting last night, I should have asked. But
Do you know, well, I shouldn't ask you, I could always email Dina or her. So I have like 1 billion Legos in our basement that I would love to donate if they did some kind of Lego club or.
I don't know, I know they are trying to figure out a monthly event to do, I think, is one of the things they're working on, they were discussing.
They could have a Lego club.
They could have a Lego club. So I'll
I have
pass it
plenty
on.
of them.
How many apps are?
Billions.
I just wonder if we could build a station.
We could. I think he has the Death Star. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna sell some of the expensive ones, I think, on eBay, but the others, there's just bins. And
I went to, I call them junk stores, but it was called Jeffrey's Co-op in Massachusetts last week. And they literally were selling Legos by the pound.
Yeah.
In containers. You scoop it out, weigh it, and that's how, it was like
Yep.
so much per pound for Legos. And I was like,
when we went to, God, it's been many years ago, Disney World in Florida. Is it Disney World?
Disney Springs has it. I lived in Orlando.
They have like a Lego
Lego.
store there, but that out in they have like
It's called Legoland.
Yeah.
T-Rexes,
Yeah.
life-size T-Rexes.
That's right at the spring. Disney
Yeah.
Springs. And you go to eat there and it's nice.
Yeah.
And they had an Irish bar there. These kids, the girls dance on the bar. It was pretty cool.
The Legoland.
It was cool.
I never thought.
I missed that when I went. I missed that one.
man, I only saw the T-Rex.
I did see the T-Rex.
The women were made up of Legos, right? All right, we really diverged here. Okay.
I will get a better report.
Okay, rec committee went off the wagon over here.
Nerd.
This is the most fun meeting we've had in a while. All right.
People actually came.
I know. CEO report.
Oh my God, it's my turn again.
It's your turn.
Well, I pretty much did.
Yeah, you did.
So, other than what was on my report that I emailed you guys the other day, it's mostly just waiting for either a springtime when I will meet with DEP to go over some other violations or potential violations, or waiting for the attorney's feedback on some other things.
Or having another person become CEO.
Yeah, or somebody else's problem would be good.
We may have to have a discussion I think as we get more into the building season of how we manage to whether it's, and I don't want to do it, but like an extra day a week so that you can focus on the CEO stuff and not like.
I know it's definitely like we'll have to.
Or we could kidnap someone and make them be.
Right, you are CEO now. It's one of the things that I'm gonna run by the attorney to see if like they have any other ideas of like what we can do other than just me.
Right.
Because obviously that can't be the answer.
No.
And and I don't want it to be like, well, nobody wants it, so it's me
Right.
forever.
No, it puts you in an
Yeah.
awkward position as town manager because you have to work with. It just isn't.
It does, and like I love being knowledgeable in the area, so I can support the code enforcement officer. But being the code enforcement officer also eliminates my ability to be somebody's friend in the office too, and be like, that person that they see at the town, and I'm automatically telling them that they're not
It's being like
supposed
the
to do
school
something.
counselor and the
Oh, yeah.
assistant principal.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Are you saying that CEOs are not like?
Is it?
It's easier.
It's
here, that's not what you wanted to hear, Brian.
And
I heard Terry wanted to.
I heard that too.
Just kidding.
What do other towns do when they're in this situation? Like, it can't just be like, well, add it to the town manager's to-do list because, I had 5 seconds of free time prior to this, so.
There's gotta be other towns in our county that are struggling with this, I would imagine.
Right.
Being small.
Zoom just completely quit. Something to do with the internet.
Lights off.
So
You want to continue or just wait until we?
you're taking notes, right? There's nobody on Zoom, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
end it.